Hello, and welcome to Burning Waters of the Moon Tarot. My name is Desiree, and this is a reading for the energy of Pisces. And I would like to say that we all have Pisces in our chart. So if you don't have Sun, Moon, Rising, or any planet in Pisces, you do have a house in Pisces. Okay. So what that means is that anytime we can pull these energies and work with them as necessary, it just might be easier for some to pull them. Um, Rather, some it'll be easier because they might have a strong placement. But it's there, and with a little practice, you can reach it too. So Pisces is a water sign, and Pisces is a very intuitive sign, very much about feelings. I do feel like sometimes Pisces can be a little bit reductive, kind of want to kind of keep to their own, but once they find somebody who they're comfortable with, I feel like they really open up. I know quite a few Pisces, and they can be very secretive. I feel like they have a little bit of Scorpio in them too. So, all right. So what I'm going to do for you Pisces, I'm going to pull three main energies, three cards from Tarot the Abyss, and we then will pull some more cards and further dive into the message. Ooh, Three of Swords in reverse, a Devil, and the Five of Wands. Oh my gosh, we got some difficult cards for you, Pisces. And then we've got the Emperor in reverse at the bottom of the deck. Okay, so there's possibly a situation in which you are fighting with yourself. There may be some kind of heartbreak or a disappointment, something that you're not allowing to come full force, come to the front for some reason. We've got the Five of Wands over here, which is conflict. So there might be something going on with others possibly, but I'm going to pull nine more cards from the Tattoo Tarot so we can dive into this message a little bit deeper. Now, we do have the Devil as the major arcana, and it is upright, whereas the other two are, I'm sorry, the Three of Wands, the Three of Swords, actually. The Three of Swords is in reverse, and we've got the Five of Wands upright. So there is whether it's an internal conflict or external, there is some clashing of energies that's going on, and I feel like that's really pulling on some of your traumas, or something that's deep inside, that triggers you, right? Uh, all right, let's pull this. Let's see. So we've got the Five of Wands in reverse. We have the Fool. We have the Three of Cups. We have the Seven of Pentacles in reverse. We've got Judgment. We've got the Ten of Swords. Queen of Wands. Seven of Cups. And the Magician. Oh, okay. Bottom of the deck, we have Hermit. Okay, so we've got some major arcana here. The Fool and the Devil. Judgment is in your reading, and then a Magician, of course. And then at the bottom of the decks, we've got Hermit, and then the Emperor in reverse. Okay. Let me show you your spread. All right, let's put this in frame just a little bit better. Okay. Here we go. Got that. This is a lovely, lovely deck. I like this deck, Tattoo Tarot. The colors are amazing. The art is great. Okay, Pisces, let me just kind of look at this and take it in. You know, we've got the Fool and we've got the Five of Wands in reverse. The Queen of Wands down here. So I get the feeling that this situation, this heartbreak, this sadness, while it's there, I get the feeling that you're tackling it. Okay. You're not allowing this, whatever this is, this adverse situation, you're not allowing it to take control. We have the Fool here, and this is an interesting Fool. I mean, that snake reminds me of Beetlejuice. I don't have autofocus on here, so I just want to make sure that this doesn't get too out of focus. The snake just reminds me of Beetlejuice, and this girl, she's blissfully unaware of this snake that could quite possibly bite her face. She thinks that she is smelling this beautiful white rose, and she's blissfully unaware of the danger, the impending danger that's right in front of her face. But I'm wondering how she is so unaware that she can't feel the cool slither of this snake going around her wrist. She's ready to go somewhere. She's got her pearls on. She's got her feather in her hair. She's got this laurel wreath. The sun is shining in her face, but she just does not know that there is danger right in front of her. I'm sorry, I think I hit the mic on that little drink. So what the feeling that I'm getting here for you, Pisces, is that there's this underlying danger that, it could go either way for you. And, the situation's kind of hanging in balance. So is this snake going to bite you, or are you going to enjoy this rose, right? And we've got the Queen of Wands down here. Now, this is a very good card, a very good energy to hold on to have on your side when faced with this situation, because she is in full control. And what I see here is, even though this situation might be kind of adverse to you, and, it might have you in a spot where you are uncertain, there's conflict, right? I don't see that you're allowing this to kind of take over, to drive you. You're moving in a way, maybe you've learned something new. Maybe it's not that you're ignorant, but it's more so that you're not afraid of the outcome, right? You're fully prepared to take on whatever it is that gets thrown at you. And right here under the Devil, we've got the Three of Cups, the Seven of Coins, and then the Seven of Cups. Now, sevens are really good. That's like the magical number. It's a 3 and a 4 combined. It's masculine and feminine. It's creation and the created coming together to create, to make something new, to make something absolutely divine. And what I see here with the Devil being here, I don't really feel that you're allowing this Devil energy to take control. With the Seven of Coins being in reverse, that's the card of taking care of something, of watching it grow, caring for it, waiting. I don't see that you're allowing this devil energy to take control. You're not relying on this devil energy. You're not relying on these past traumas that have held you back. And with the Three of Cups here, I feel like you may have called in some backup, right? You may have some backup that you're leaning on for some emotional support, to help see you through this time of uncertainty. Um, the Seven of Cups also here is the card of choices. There's lots of different roads. There's lots of different and you know what's interesting too, this gal here has a snake that is being wound upon her. Let me see if I'm going to switch views so you can see this better. Look at that snake. And it's kind of hard to see. I think this snake might be red, yellow, and black, whereas the other one is red, white, and black. No, that's the same snake. The stripes are slightly different. But to me, that's interesting because, in this card, the seven, she's no longer in danger and the snake is looking away. So the snake is actually more interested in her cup. And like I said, this card could be the card of choices. It could be the card of too many choices. Maybe your head up in the clouds. But what I'm seeing here is I don't see that there's like choice. I don't see that there's head in the clouds. But what I do see is this person fully in control of all of these cups. She kind of has it all. And underneath this devil energy, to me, it feels like perhaps at one point you thought that you couldn't have it all. But to me, I feel like it's all coming together. Now, if we go over here, this Seven of Cups is right next to the Magician. And then we've got Judgment, Ten of Swords, of course, this conflict, Five of Wands over here. So I'm reading like these two cards are together. So this person is completely in control, and the snake is no longer impeding danger because of this magician energy. This magician energy, along with this Queen of Wands energy, is really putting her in control of all of these options and keeping you out of the danger that you're in. And I think really it's more of a mindset than anything, because if you were to succumb to this devil energy here, then of course this whole thing would be flipped. If you were to allow any kind of past traumas or what's the any kind of jadedness, any kind of previous experiences that would keep you from coming into this Queen of Wands energy, I think this would be a completely different reading because the devil would have taken control of you. But what I see here is that you have taken control. This snake is no longer a threat to you. And it's because you're using this magician energy. You're using this energy of being able to use all of the elements, all of the raw elements, and basically becoming an alchemist to put them together. So here on the underneath the Five of Wands, we've got Judgment, Ten of Swords in reverse, the Magician. So what I'm seeing here is, so Judgment to me is the card of coming to it is like an inventory, right? Taking stock is what I was trying to say. It's looking to see where you're at, getting that gauge, almost like if you were in a hot air balloon and you're looking down at your life and seeing it from a bird's eye view. Are you on the right path to where you want to be? And what I would say is this conflict, this situation is giving you the opportunity to see if you are on that path. Are you on that path that you have set for yourself to create your own reality? Now we have the 10 of swords here, and this 10 of swords, I mean, oh my goodness, this guy is pierced in the face. Usually it's in the back. Then we've got these hands up here. I'm going to turn it around and look at it a little bit better. I mean, if this is not a card of finality, oh geez, I don't know what is. But it's in reverse, so it's not final. Okay, I think this 10 of swords over here has a lot to do with this over here. Like this, you're still kind of in the balance. You're still, you're still kind of unsure what it is of that impending danger. There is still that slight chance that you might, slip and fall, right? And you might get bitten by this snake as opposed to taking a whiff of this wonderful rose. But I think because we've got the judgment here, we've got these 3 cards down here. I think the path that you're on right now, I think you're in full control. But you need to keep this energy. You need to keep this strength. You need to keep this idea that you can have it all, and that you are the cultivator of your own reality. You need to keep all of that together and not lose sight of that, because oh, I just had a thought. What is hanging in the balance is that trauma that, you're not worthy, I think. That is, and that's where that slip and fall can come from, and where you can lose all of these cups right away. That snake will snap you in the face. This snake will turn around and get you in the face. So, and then what we have on the bottom of the deck, the Hermit and the Emperor in reverse. So I feel that the Hermit, this energy, you've gone really deep down within yourself to understand some things. I really like this. This is kind of like an eye. Let me flip camera here, so you can see that it's kind of like a peacock feather within his lamp. And so this energy, you've put a lot of thought, and you've really been pondering this and really dissecting it and figuring it out. And it has given it and actually it has put you to the point of this Queen of Wands energy. So we do have the Emperor in reverse over here. This is Anatorian's Emperor. And what this is telling me is I think it's not set in stone yet. There's still, like I said, we're not to that finality just yet, because of this 10 of Swords being in reverse. We're not quite to the point where we can say, okay, this is all said and done, and now we're moving to another, realm. Because that's what I think the 10s are. To me, the 10s is taking everything that you've learned from 1 through 9 and going to the 10 with all of this wisdom and experience and going into a new world, almost like the World card, right? So what this is telling me, the Emperor is just saying is that it's not done being constructed yet. So you're still within this energy, but you have to be very careful not to slip, right? Not to slip off the precipitous. Roca. She's trying to climb a wall. Okay. Yeah, so let me pull an oracle card for you, and I'm going to use, why can't I remember the name of this deck? Mystic Manifesting. All right. It's a small deck. I mean, super small. So it's actually a little bit more difficult for me to shuffle, especially since I shuffle sideways. Let me flip the view for you so you can actually see some stuff happening here. I wonder if I can shuffle it this way. Uh-oh. I don't know if this is actually going to work. Oh my God. I can barely span it over. Okay, that's not going to work. I tried. Okay. Let me just split the deck for you here. I really like these cups. These cups kind of remind me of Dia de los Muertos. That card does. That card reminds me of Dia de los Muertos. And actually, you know, this deck kind of reminds me of that day too. Day of the Dead. All right, let's see, Pisces. What is our card for you? Power to attract. When you connect to spirit, all you need is drawn to you. I keep myself in the flow. Yes, ma'am. Let's stay in this Queen of Wands flow here. You know, stay with that power. Stay holding on to this. You know, you can be the manifester of your reality. You can have all of these cups. And you don't need to be afraid of whatever it is that would keep you. So focus on what it is that you do want. Focus on, you know, being gracious for what you have, and don't focus on what it is that you don't have. Don't focus on that which you think is going to go wrong, because the more energy you put in thinking of the things that you don't want is going to bring it to you, because you're putting more energy that way. So if you focus on things, on what you do want, how you want your reality to be, that's going to shape your reality. You know, it's kind of like metaphysics, right? How if we, you know, it's more than positive thinking. It's more along the lines of us bringing that energy towards us, bringing that reality towards us, because we're so focused on that. So, but that's another video for another time. All right. All right, Pisces, that was a long one. This was a long one, and such a pretty spread too. So, you know, just remember, stay in that Queen of Wands energy, bring that forward, and stay in that energy of manifesting that which you desire. And I believe, I know that it's going to work out, because it's not done yet. It's not set in stone yet. There's still more things happening. There's still more to hold on to, right? There's still, it's not done. It's not done. All right, Pisces, if you know anybody who can benefit from this message, please forward this to them. Just trying to spread the word here, and you know, help as many people as I can. And I appreciate you for being here. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you next time. Take care.